Alright, today guys, we are going to be installing macOS Monterey in the most, I guess, low quality way. There we go, 12.13 gigabytes, and technically we can just head over and click upgrade now. Alright, so we are a couple of the way to the actual installation. We have hit 1 gigabyte, but we still have 11 gigabytes to go, so let's wait for that. Hello, and it's Kyle from, yes, the next day. So basically, what happened was the macOS install was going fine, like everything was loading up, and it was fine until we occurred some problems. So basically, it was stuck at 12.13 gigabytes out of 12.13 gigabytes. I was like, oh, what? And I was just like, no, that must be like miscalculation. So then I was just like, don't mind it. So then I checked back, like, probably this process took about 30 minutes, 40 minutes of it just being stuck there, and it put me to an error. And it says the package, quote, was it the and at symbol is invalid or missing or invalid. And I was like, what the heck is that? And apparently I searched that up and you needed a quick restart. And I restarted my computer this morning. So then now we're in this kind of situation where I'm basically hoping that this restart did something, because if it did not do anything, I'm probably going to lose my mind again. And hopefully we can get it done from now until probably 4 o'clock. So that's the plan. Hopefully this Monterey install today will work. But I'm definitely going to be super mad if this thing does not install today. So I know. So yeah, that's gonna be the plan today. We're gonna be installing it, and then we're gonna be getting into the actual thing. So then finally, we hope that this thing will install. I hope it does, though. I'm pretty confident that this will install today, and hopefully we can get our hands on Monterey. If you guys are excited, let's go and finally install macOS Monterey. Let's get into it.
I see. Well,
Alright, so it is Wednesday, the day after. Alright, so let's talk about it. So on Monday, October 25th, 2021, it was macOS Monterey launch day. And what happened on that day was pretty much the install was stuck from 12.13 gigabytes out of 12.13 gigabytes, and it moves to the error. The package %at is missing or invalid. And then we move on to Tuesday, which was yesterday, October 25th, 2021. And basically, it was one day after launch, also known as yesterday, when filming the video. So then, what happened on that day was the Mac restarted in the morning. I restarted it myself, and then I installed it later in the day, and it said, the package install assistant.pkg fails to meet gatekeeper policy. So yes, it was the same full 12.13 out of 12.13 gigabytes, and then it gave me the error. So that was a little bit stressful. Now we get to the second install on day 2. So then I left my Mac. I was like, hands up. I cannot go through this. So I just left it and it went to the installer application and downloaded the update and installed successfully. So yeah, that was basically what happened in more of my words. But that was a big problem to me, and it took several hours. On the first day, I went through all of it. I was sitting there right beside my Mac, probably took a nap or two until I gave up, and then we went to the second day. So yes, that was sort of stressful, but I didn't get to do a time lapse of the install 2. So why not go through install 2? All right, that was definitely great. We do have one thing to reveal, and that is my Mac running macOS Monterey. So here it is. So, I'll show it to you in person. So here it is. The Mac. The Mac. So yeah, that was definitely something really tough and challenging. But we did make it macOS Monterey, version 12.0.1. That was stressful, but it was something really worth it. I gotta say, it's worth it. So let's clean up, let's demonstrate some of the features that I think are useful, and then we'll probably wrap it up and a little surprise. So let's go. Let's take a look. So we have Monterey. The wallpaper is pretty great. And speaking of wallpapers, let's head to system preferences. We also need to go to desktop and Screensaver because there are some changes there. And one thing you might see in Screensaver are 2 new screensavers, which are Monterey and the Hello Screensaver. So that was basically it. And in sort of the desktop, we have Monterey Graphic, which is right here. And we also have Big Sur, Catalina, the Cliffs, all of the dynamic wallpapers. So then if we go here, we have the iMac wallpapers. So these are light and dark desktops. We got green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue, and gray. And we also have the macOS Big Sur 11.2 wallpapers. We have MacBook Pro wallpapers. And we also have the iMac 27-inch wallpaper. And then, yeah, all the Catalina and Big Sur wallpapers, including the old MacBook Pro wallpapers. So, yeah. Those are some changes. That's how they handled wallpaper. I'm surprised they kept Catalina around. That was kind of a good move, because when Big Sur came out, they removed Catalina. No, they They kept Catalina. They removed Mojave, Sierra, and all of the other wallpapers. But I actually enjoyed the other wallpapers. Why'd they have to remove that? But honestly, that's pretty much it. Actually, we can demo some of the wallpapers. The MacBook Pro wallpaper is pretty nice. And then we also have the dynamic desktop, which is currently at day, but I actually like to keep it at day, regardless if it's nighttime. But we also have the iMac wallpapers. My personal favorite is the green one. But these were already in macOS Big Sur, but it was hidden in the folders in Finder, so that's how I got the wallpapers. Yeah, we also have Big Sur wallpapers if you want to go retro at this point, but I'm digging the Monterey one. But speaking of Monterey, let's demo the Screensaver. That's a treat. Look at that. Amazing. Incredible. Look at that. Look at that. That is some incredible work here. Ooh. Let's even look at Safari. And open another tab. You can see you have tabs like this, but you have to change it. So you have to go to Safari, and then you have to go to Preferences, and then you have to go and then you have to go to the tab layout and the separate tabs, which I actually like the compact tab layout because that's just really cool. I love it. And then something else is photos. So let's say I wanted to take this JPEG file of me, and then basically what I can do is I can right click it, go to quick actions, and I can convert that image. So that's a really cool feature. And then you can maintain its same size, and you can turn it into a PNG and take it to the actual size, and there you can convert it to a PNG, and it makes a copy of it, and there you have a PNG file. So for example, if you have a HEIF, or that's how I call it, an HEIF or HEIC file, then you can also convert that, because by default, when you airdrop photos from your iPad or your iPhone to your Mac, then you won't have a couple of the, you won't be able to convert it, because if you convert it through a PNG, it will just say like you want to change the extension. But this one's a little bit better because you'd probably have to use online web file download if you want to change it to something else to do it properly. And having this is actually pretty quite nice. So there we have it. That was something I really loved. Also Safari, all those stuff. You know, we also have FaceTime new features, and I think it runs pretty well. I've been using it for a couple of hours, and why not have you indulge in the new Monterey Screensaver? Because ooh, is it really, really, really pretty. And also the Hello Screensaver, but that was also in Big Sur. It was just hidden in the folders. So, let's go. Oh, wait, was it too late? Okay, there. Alright. Sending you guys very great wishes, and indulge in the Monterey Screensaver. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.